We are now at 49 hours of deliberations, and the Allegheny County jury deciding the fate of comedian Bill Cosby is still deadlocked tonight. This is a very fluid situation. It's happening in Dallas right now. A paramedic was shot while answering an emergency call in Dallas. The gunman, who later took his own life, used an automatic weapon from the window of his hotel room, which looked down on the festival. For those of us that are really familiar with this area, this is again McKnight Road and Siebert. And when you see the wider angle from Chopper 11, you can see that this is essentially a bowl. Siebert goes down, and then it's right over the area. Right there's the post office, there's the strip mall that has the Starbucks, you've got the Chipotle, you've got the McDonald's. That car, it looks like it's on fire right in front of the Chipotle. This is normally a very, very busy road, traffic going up and down in this area. First off, be safe out there, but you can tell obviously there was a lot of activity going on. They're trying to clean up those trees as quickly as possible, and you know, Amy said this, neighbors helping neighbors, but it was so active that she was concerned that one of the trees was coming down right where she was standing. Just to recap right now, a police officer from New Kensington was shot and killed earlier this evening. This happened just a little bit after 8 o'clock tonight. That officer was apparently shot in the chest during a traffic stop, and his fellow officers actually drove him to Allegheny Valley Hospital, where we learned that he later died. Mike and Catherine, it's got to be very difficult for these officers. On one hand, they're trying to solve a crime here that happened. A fellow officer has been shot. At the same time, they're dealing with very raw emotions of this is somebody who they know. This is their colleague. We're going to just let this moment breathe. As you can see, those officers are lining up as they are preparing to take the fallen officer's body out of the hearse. A very powerful image here. Channel 11 back at 6:15 with continuing breaking news coverage. A woman trapped in a collapsed building for some 9 hours. We just found out that rescue crews say that she will be in there for at least another 30 to 45 minutes. They say that she is 75% free at this point, but that she's stuck in the middle of the debris toward the back of the building. Doctors have crawled in to treat her while crews go brick by brick. They're attacking this from 4 different angles to try to get her out. And her brother also told us that she called him the night before saying part of her ceiling had collapsed. Prayers have been answered. You could hear the round of cheers going up as you could see. We didn't get a really good look at her, but you know that they were bringing her in on a stretcher, loading her onto that ambulance. I know that a lot of people, just a huge, huge sigh of relief. This has now been going on for more than 9 hours. This woman trapped in this building in Washington, PA. And again, we're showing you shots of this at the scene where they have just successfully rescued the woman who was trapped under 2 floors of debris with a refrigerator that was both pinning her in, but also at the same time, David, saving her life. One of my favorite moments in the game so far was a dramatic finish for Shaun White in the men's halfpipe, and it all came down to one last run. He needed the performance of a lifetime, and he delivered. This place went wild when they saw Sid Crosby, and the fact that he actually got out and started walking with it. I started Facebook Living with it. It was so exciting just to be part of it and to see it live and in person. They watched every game. They held their breath with every single goal, and they got what they wanted. The cup is back here in the Berg. Reporting live, I'm Lisa Sylvester. Back to you guys. Peggy and David, if you go to Vernon Shazier's Twitter page, you will see tweet after tweet of some of the most positive and inspirational messages. One of my favorite is that faith is like Wi-Fi. It's invisible, but it has the power to connect you to God. And it is that faith that we learned is now carrying the Shazier family through this level 10 crisis.
The leader of this Pittsburgh defense is not getting up.
When your child is laying there in a situation like this, I was hoping and wishing I could switch positions with him.
They've brought a board onto the field.
When he went down, all of us went down with him.
December 4th, Vernon Shazier was in Fort Lauderdale when he received a frantic phone call from his wife, who told him their son Ryan was hurt in the Steelers game against Cincinnati. And then minutes later, a call from Ryan himself.
He said, "Daddy, pray for me. I can't feel my legs."
Where Ryan grew up in Florida, it was all about football. Young kids dream of playing pro, but Ryan's dreams were firmly rooted in talent. By his sophomore year, it was obvious where the young linebacker was headed. But where he came from was rooted in the church. Ryan's father, Vernon Shazier, is a pastor at the Mount Bethel Ministries in Fort Pierce, Florida. He has delivered hundreds of sermons. He invited Channel 11 to this one this past Sunday, his first day back in the pulpit since Ryan's injury, and his most emotional.
I haven't slept but probably 4 times in 25 days. My mind races with different thoughts. I feel like the world is on my shoulder. I have more on me than I can bear. But you're wondering, how am I making it? Because what I cannot bear, the Lord bears.
And Pastor Vernon has been turning up the volume of prayer.
I laid my hands on the shoulders of the doctor, and I prayed for him.
Ryan Shazier can now feel his legs. He's been watching the games from a suite at Heinz Field, cheering his teammates on.
He's making progress daily. You know, he's a long ways from where he was on that Monday night when he was laying on the field.
Is he walking now? Have you seen your son walk since this happened?
No, I don't want to go into a whole lot of his, you know, how's he doing.
But he is better, though.
Yeah, he's much better, you know, but we agreed to keep his progress private until he's ready to share where he's at.
The public sharing right now the power of prayer, the power to believe, or as he likes to say, to shaleave. The hashtag trends on social media. It's on signs at the Steelers game and cards and well wishes that have poured in from all around the world.
But I believe when the smoke clears and all of this is over, that God is going to get glory out of it.
Do you think he'll play again?
Yes. Yes, I do. I shall leave. I shall leave.